All right, let's see if we can get this thing started. Right now, it looks like I'm working on my connection. Let's see. Oh, here we go, everyone. Hey, everybody. My gosh, it's already Tuesday morning. Welcome to today's first Q&A. It's Tuesday Q&A. So I'm Angela Rodesky, and you are watching ARodesky Genealogy. And today I'm going to answer some of the questions that you guys have. And if I don't get to some of the questions that you have that you can post on here as I watch them come up, then don't worry, I will make sure I get to answer them. Just make sure that you add the hashtag Q&A, hashtag Tuesday Q&A. Okay, so this is the first time I'm going to be doing this. I know last week I did a live stream video talking about the schedule change and what's going to be happening, and so I did receive some questions ahead of time, so I thought I would go on ahead and answer some of those questions. But before I get started, we'll just go on ahead and dive in and get started. And if you're watching, which I see some are watching, go on ahead and send me a message, tell me hi, let me know what you're thinking. I've already had my 2 cups of coffee today, and I'm on to my glass of ice water. So that way I don't get dry when I'm talking. Okay, let's go ahead and get started. These were some of the questions that I had that came in after I made the post. And I will get better with making eye contact with the camera versus looking down here. So I'm going to arrange my screen right now while I do this, so that way I'm looking directly at you guys. All right, let's get started. Okay, Paula had a question. Let's see. Shaky leaves on my Ancestry account are ruining my trees when I click add. Why don't they just turn them off? Why can't I turn them off? Okay, I touched on this a little bit. This seems to be a big question among a lot when it comes to Ancestry.com. And if you have your family tree on their site, or you have the family tree on my family tree maker. So when it comes to the shaky leaves, I don't want to lead you guys to think that the shaky leaves are necessarily bad, because those shaky leaves give you, just think of it as a hint. You are somewhat, let's think of Sherlock Holmes, so to speak. You're a detective, and you're walking around with your magnifying glass, and you're trying to get the answers. And you're basically having to put together a puzzle, piece all of the pieces together. Those shaky leaves on Ancestry.com, when you're looking at those leaves that are on that tree, they're giving you those little pieces, those little hints to finish solving that mystery, to finish putting that puzzle together. Now it's your job as the family historian, the researcher, it's your job to look at the information that's connected to those shaky leaves to see if it actually matches what's on your tree. And when I say that, I want to make sure you don't go in and say, okay, look here, this has, for instance, Paula, this has Paula's name on here, this has Paula's mother's, this has your mother's name on here. So this must be a connection to your family tree. And you make the mistake of going ahead and clicking add, or to merge those together, or to copy and paste those. Don't do that right off just based on that first name or the surname, and don't even do it right off when you see the date of birth possibly matches. This is where you need to investigate it a little bit more. Look at who her parents are, who the parents are that are attached to this possible match to your tree. You need to look close at the dates of birth, the locations, as to where they were born. If there's a death mentioned, the death date, where they're buried at, where they died at, who their parents are. Not all of those shaky leaves, the information or those hints, those clues attached to those shaky leaves are direct matches. But that doesn't mean that there aren't some there. So I know I might be talking in circles because this isn't this is something that's been going around and been in question a lot with other genealogists and other family researchers. Basically, like I said, look at the information that is attached to that shaky leaf on your tree. You have to prove that that information is connected to your family member or your family members on your tree. If you are able to prove that, then yes, go on ahead and connect that document to your family member on that tree. Now, if you're looking at the shaky leaf on the tree and that directs you to another family tree, that's where you also have to do some investigation and investigating work. Look at what they have on their family tree. Some of their information might be a match. Some of it might not. So make sure, like I said before, you really look at those documents and that information that's attached. And those attachments are on those trees. So make sure that you look closely at them. And the only way they're going to ruin your tree, Paula, I'm afraid if you've attached it to your tree and you feel as though it's ruined your tree, it's because there was not a lot of, you needed to look maybe a little bit closer at the documents that were attached to those leaves. You can go in and correct it. Your tree is not ruined. You can go in and remove that information that's on those that you've attached to there. Now, as far as turning those shaky leaves off, you do have the option to turn those shaky leaves off. What you'll do is go into your page, and up on the side at the top here, you can click on your username. Then you'll go to Preferences, and you can choose whether or not those leaves appear. I always, then she was asked, okay, do I leave mine there? Yes, I do leave mine there when I'm researching my family tree, only because I look at those as, like I said, little puzzle pieces, little hints, little nuggets. I don't necessarily click on them and say, yep, that's it. I do look at it as it might hold some information that I need on research that I'm doing. It might give me some additional information. I hope that answered your question. I know that was a real big roundabout way. Now I need a drink. I'm out. Okay, Paula, I hope that answered it. Like I said, yes, shaky leaves can ruin your tree if you do not approach them in a safe manner, by investigating and looking and researching what information is attached to those shaky leaves. But if you've attached it on there and those documents and they do not belong, then yes, go in and you can remove that information. Can you turn them off? Yes, you can turn them off. But like I said, for me personally, I leave the shaky leaves there because you never know when something new is going to be posted, and it might give you the information that you need to add another person onto your family tree. Okay, let's see. We're going to go on to Trevor. Trevor had sent me a message previously, and his was, how do I share my Ancestry DNA results with only the 3 I want to? Okay, Trevor, I guess what you were asking is you have received your, boy, these are a lot of Ancestry questions, Ancestry.com questions. You've received your DNA information or your results, and you're wanting to share them with only 3 people. You do have that option of going in. If you keep your tree private or you keep your DNA results private, that's fine. You still have the option to go in and share that directly with only those that you want to. All that you're going to do is go on to that your DNA page, and you can click on the upper right hand corner. There's a settings button, and you can go into there and click who it is you wish to share it with. You can have someone only be a viewer. You can have someone, oh gosh, I can't think of the word right now, to work together with you on giving you information that you have on those results. Sorry, I keep looking down and there's things flashing on the screen. So anyway, Trevor, sorry. Focus. Yes, you can share your DNA with only those that you want to. All you have to do is go in and type in their email address and click send. The individual will receive a message from Ancestry.com inviting them to review or to view your DNA results. They will then go on ahead and click accept, and then it'll be the information will be highlighted in green. It'll be in green text. They'll click on that as though they're accepting the information. Then they have to enter a Ancestry account name and password. That does not mean that they are signing up for Ancestry or Ancestry.com or Ancestry DNA. That just simply means that's a safe way for them to know that they're receiving that information that nobody else has access to it, okay? Now, depending on where you put them in at, what you allow them to view and see on there, they're not going to be able to share that information with anybody else. They'll come back to you. So for instance, Trevor, if you decided to share the information with your sister, and your sister wanted to go on ahead and send it to her sister-in-law for whatever reason, then she's not going to be able to do that, but you can go back into your screen, and you can type in her email address and send her the information so she can get it for the sister, okay? All right, everybody. Right now, let's see, we've been at this for 11 minutes and 26 seconds and counting. Let's see. All right. I wanted to try and keep some of these question and answers not too packed. I know right now I received some questions, like I said, ahead of time, and I've got one more here that I'll go on ahead and answer. For those of you who are watching this after this airs or after this goes live, you always have the ability to access it through my YouTube channel, ARodesky Genealogy, and you can leave messages and things there. Like I said, just make sure you do hashtag Tuesday Q&A, and if we find that there's not a lot that are going to be viewing it at 9 a.m. in the morning, then I can adjust the time on it. But for right now, I kind of wanted to stick with that time schedule. We'll see how it goes. This is all trial and error when it comes to something new like this. Okay, let's see. Let's hit this question here. This is from Linda. Okay, Linda says that she now has her DNA results, and she's not hearing any responses or messages that she's been sending to any of those matches that she has on her Ancestry.com. Like I said, this seems to be a lot of Ancestry.com questions. Just happens to be that's the way the dice rolled. I have found them on Facebook and LinkedIn. Should I go that way? Well, this depends on, well, no, it doesn't. For me personally, I would say no. I would not go chasing them down on their social media to get in touch with them. If you have found the answers or the connections to your DNA and you found a possible match and you've been trying to communicate with them through Ancestry.com on that DNA comments to where you can ask questions or contact your DNA matches, I would continue to do it that way. A couple things you might want to look at. One is when you're getting ready to leave a comment or a question for someone who you have a DNA match with, make sure you check when the last time was that they logged in, because that date and time is listed on there. So for instance, if you just recently found your DNA match and this happens to be a person that you have a match with, and they last logged in, say 3 months ago, well then chances are they haven't seen your question yet. So if you decide to go off and start chasing them down through their social media, well then they're going to question, you know, they're going to question what's going on, who they might wonder if there's a crazy person stalking me. So make sure that you don't do that. You want to respect them and their privacy, because another point on that is if you do go to their social media and you type in, I recently found out that you and I both have the same father. We're half sisters. Well, then Linda, you could, and I'm not saying this is Linda's scenario, I'm just saying that that is something that could upset the person that you're sending the message to live on social media, to where they might not have any idea about an additional sibling in the family that nobody else knows about. So make sure that you respect their privacy and respect their family. And I would only continue trying to contact them through that Ancestry link that you have there. That link's been put there for a reason, and the reason that I think of it is, the reason I think it's there is, yes, that could be a bloopers moment. The reason I think it's there is because it's a quick, easy access to that individual. Plus, like I said, it keeps it private, and you're not going to risk burning any bridges, so to speak, before they have a chance to review what information they have. So, again, my answer would be no. I would not go off and contact them through the social media. Okay? I would just stay with it through the Ancestry site. All right, well, we have been at this now for 16 minutes, and I want to try and keep this no more than 20 minutes on the Q&A. But like I said, if you have questions and I didn't get to them, or you have questions that you have after watching this video, or I miss any of the questions that come up on the screen, don't worry. Go on ahead, make sure you do that hashtag Tuesday Q&A, and I will answer those questions the best that I can. If I cannot get to those questions within a reasonable amount of time, I do apologize. And if I don't know the answers, I will find out the answers for you. So all of the links are down below. You have all of the links down below to ARodesky Genealogy.com and to all of my social media. And you will also see there's a link down below to Ancestry.com. Oh, that was weird. Okay. Sorry. Like I said, this is all new. Okay, so I want to end Q&A with a question for you guys. Sorry about that. Do you check on those shaky leaves on your tree? And if you do click on those shaky leaves, what successes have you found in accessing those? So leave me your answers down below and let me know if you click on those leaves and any success that you've had in looking at those. And thank you guys very much for tuning in to this first Tuesday Q&A with ARodesky Genealogy. And this is Angela Rodesky. Oh, before I forget, don't forget to subscribe and like and give me some thumbs up. Let me know what you guys think. Share it, and I will talk to you guys later. Next Tuesday on Q&A, plus this Thursday will be Thursday Share. So I will talk to you guys later. Have a good rest of your day.